Hello, everybody. This is Jesse Gillenwalters with IndiePRO.io, and I'm here for another great episode of Hot Seat. So, Hot Seat is a feature of our IndiePRO membership community where members of the community can ask questions for our staff to answer with a thorough video response such as this one. And I am here to answer a question from Aaron Shrum, an indie that's very active. I see your name all the time in our community, Aaron. And Aaron says, philosophical question. If people can succeed wildly by running free plus shipping and handling ads to cold traffic, then why are we even bothering with fan finders, greenlight warmth, and such? I have my own thoughts, but I really want to see what you have to say. This is a fantastic question, Aaron. And so let me first set the stage. Aaron's asking about a campaign strategy called free plus shipping and handling. And what this does is it offers a product for just the cost of shipping. So commonly it's a CD. Let's say it's a $10 CD. You mark it down to $0 and you just charge the, let's say, $5 shipping to get it to the fan. And in fact, that's what all of this is about, because I'm running that strategy right now. And so the idea with that is that you can offer that shipping cost, that shipping charge, as the only sort of barrier to entry to obtaining this CD as the fan. And in this moment, you're getting their credit card information and their shipping address and so on and so forth. And in the process of selling them that CD for free, you can sell them other products during the checkout, such as maybe other CDs or perhaps vinyl backstock that you have. And all of this added together can actually be profitable. And we've found over the past 3 years that you can actually run this campaign with advertising to cold audience. So people will actually buy your CD without having heard your music before the time they encounter that ad. And we've tested this a lot with many different genres of music and artists, and it's worked great. It's hard to get working. It's definitely an advanced campaign strategy that takes a lot of testing and understanding of your audience and a lot of product. But if done well, it can go very well. And so Aaron is essentially saying, hey, if that's possible and you can basically get paid to generate awareness of your music, email subscribers of your music, and customers of your music in the form of physical media all in one go, and again, get paid to do so, why do we ever mess with any other campaign type? And it's a great question, Aaron. For one, I don't really mess with any other campaign type for this reason. And this is just sort of my circumstance. But I've sort of cracked the code here with all of the products I have, the way that I position them, the way that I position this offer, and I can get it to work pretty reliably when I do it. It's taken me many years to get here, but that's kind of what I've earned in this case, is the ability to sort of run this advanced strategy and build my audience in a really robust, lucrative way with this one campaign. I really don't look much past this campaign because it's so powerful. Now, why might someone run, let's say, a fan finder, which is just a video views campaign where you're just pushing a video and there's no links, there's no option to buy, there's not even really typically a link to go listen that you're putting on this video. In comparison, that seems like such a waste of money, right? And it may well be a waste of money for me, for example, to run a campaign like that when I could be more savvy and more advanced and sort of get further quicker with a different kind of campaign. But for many people who maybe just have a few singles out, they don't have any products yet, they're in the middle of gathering their products, so on and so forth, a video views type campaign, it may be the perfect sort of preemptive wind-up that they're looking for and will benefit them most in generating a fan base in the short term. This kind of campaign takes a lot of product. It's really beneficial if you have 3 titles on CD before doing something like this. And so it sort of inherently requires a lot of tenure from you, and a lot of past investment in product or the ability to kind of lean full tilt into several runs of CDs to get started with this campaign. And a lot of that may be years away from some artists. Maybe they just haven't released enough music yet to really warrant this. And for that reason, kind of erring on the side of awareness generation and growing your warm audiences and maybe converting them into email subscribers to wind up for this moment when you do have more products and can actually offer those products to your audience and start recouping the cost of acquiring this audience. It's in that circumstance for that artist, it's going to take more of that wind up and that lead up and that sort of long-term strategy to actually get somewhere in the meantime, because you do want to build your audience and get people interested. Even if you don't have something to sell, it's worth doing that, and you kind of need to do it. That all being said, let's assume that you just come out of the woodwork, you haven't released anything as an artist, but then you're coming out with 3 albums all at once, and you thereby making you eligible for this strategy. Well, you still don't know the best copy writing to reach your theoretical audience because you don't know what kind of fans you have yet. You don't know kind of branding yet. You don't know you don't know pricing. There's a lot you don't know about the potential audience you're reaching. And what this campaign really requires is a sort of tenured, well understood sense of what kind of people like your stuff and react to your stuff, because you need to actually speak to them with this ad campaign. And if you don't know who buys, then you don't know how to talk to them. So there's a lot that rolls into this, and so it really is an advanced strategy. I guess it's just a matter, to answer your question directly, why do these other campaigns that don't aim directly for the sale if that's possible? It is possible. Have you tried to do it? Because I could just sort of put this back into you and be like, all right, is that all you're doing? Because if you're eligible to be doing it, you should be trying to do it. And if you've tried before and failed, why is that? That's really the reason for doing other campaign types. If everyone could just jump in and nail this campaign, it would be ideal. But I have tons of students, I have tons of clients where we will try this campaign and it'll take many attempts, or maybe even within the time we're working with them, we can't really get it to lift off, and it's for a number of reasons. In that case, you have to resort to other campaign types and try other ways of monetization and acquiring fans, basically. So, yes, if you're talking to me, and this is not necessarily all there is to it, but this campaign kind of is sort of like the holy grail. It's like, if you can get this working and it's profitable, it's just what else do you need, right? Getting there is a different story, and before you're able to do it, you'll probably need to sort of learn your audience with other sort of software campaigns, and that's kind of the role they hold. And if I'm being honest, more of our indies are probably more in that echelon of their marketing at this moment, where these are more, these sort of software campaigns are more relevant to them. So yeah, I guess that sort of answers it. The last thing I'll say is that just because you can do this also doesn't mean you cannot maintain that relationship thereafter with your fan. So when you talk about greenlight warmth boosting and stuff like that, just because you can, for example, get paid to create a customer of your music, that doesn't mean that they are fully sold and will not regret it and will love your music thereafter. You do need to treat them as someone that's new to your world and sort of go through the buddy system and still introduce yourself and still kind of add more depth to who you are and still show off other elements of what you're doing, and maintain active relationship with them for months thereafter. Because if you want them to buy again, that's really the point. It's one thing to sell them once. It's another if you sell them once and they vow to never buy again, right? So I hope that all makes sense and adds up. I more or less agree with your skepticism. It's just that, it's not necessarily something anyone can just grab and make happen for them immediately. It might take several fan finders to understand how to do something like this. Anyway, hope that makes sense. Thank you for the question, and see everyone watching around in the community. Peace out.